My name's Isaac, better known as IzzyTheBricky, and this week Drew and I hopped on Price for the first time ever and smashed up a load of work. Then we hopped on a brand new job for one of my subscribers, building a garage. You guys are watching the new instalment of IzzyTheBricky Weekly. Monday morning, and we are on a brand new job today. It's a small unit infill, so I'm going to bring you closer, we can have a look. So what's happened, they've extended an existing unit, hooved out the old brickwork, and what we're going to be doing is running some nice straight brickwork right to this corner here into the existing brickwork, toothing it all in, and then we've got a 9-inch cavity, or a 9-inch wall, sorry, so barely any cavity, running the blockwork bang into this steel here. Drew and I are going to get set up. We'll get back to you in a bit. So this is how we're looking so far. I've set out the first 5 courses on the job. If you come in close, you can see a couple of things. So first of all, we're straight nicked straight away. So whoever set this out, all they've done, they've just got their bond the wrong way round. To avoid this, all they could have done is actually just run their bricks out dry, work their bond down, and then set a corner up over there. Whereas they've just set 2 courses to a corner over there and not really thought about what's going on top of it. Also, you can see there's a ledge here. Again, they've probably just not pulled a string line from this point here to the corner over there. Don't know how they've managed that. I could have tried to manipulate my brickwork starting there and bring it in, but I'd rather start totally fresh and ignore what's below me. Now we're using these old LBC London bricks, Heathers. They are horrible. Not only are they the worst brick going, but they're also reclaimed from the existing building. So they're a bit messy, but hopefully Drew won't have to spend 10 days cleaning bricks again, so that'll be nice. We've got down 200 brick so far. Now these old Heathers, because they've also been reclaimed, they're covered in paint, they're covered in mortar, you can kind of see here, there's chips all over them. But inconsistency is consistency, as I always say. I'm going to blend it in the best to this existing wall we can and fill in the tubes as best as we can as well. So what we have is a 1.5 brick return here. Because this is all being cladded, the cladding is coming up to our brickwork, and then we also want this steel hidden. So what we're going to do, we're going to run our blockwork to this steel and then build a return just to there, to the back side of this steel, all going to be hidden with cladding. And then to help us tie our brickwork and masonry to the steel, all we're using are these self-tapping screws and these L brackets. We punch them straight through this 10mm steel and it anchors our brickwork just like that. Done. So it's just gone 10 past 11, 19 courses on so far, 320 odd bricks down. It's so easy because it's just running straight to a profile, straight into a wall what's already built. So this is sort of a bricklayer's dream. We've just put another lift of scaffolding on. I've actually never used this scaffold before, but it's very, very easy. I've seen people in Ireland and Scotland use this. It's mint, really easy. Drew can do it, I can do it. So no need for scaffolders on this job, which is perfect. He's up here now. We're going to get on another 400 bricks on this scaffold, chain them all up, fully load out, and then we're going to go again. Yeah, good lad. Drew's gonna get me about 3 buckets compo for every spot, and then he's gonna go have some food. So I'm just gonna carry on cracking on. Nice. Sick guy. We got some compo on these spots, eh? Put that one right in the wall. Yeah, that's a slight difference now. Right. Decent progress so far today. We're 29 courses up. We're just a bit ridiculous, really. There's no wind. We're toothed in ever so solid here. I've got ties into that steel. It's solid. Something a bit different on this job. Normally, whenever I work for clients, I say, this is my day work, this is Drew's day work, or this is our day work as a combined unit. We turn up, we graft, we go home. Every single job I've done for the last year and a half has been like that, and everyone's been more than happy with our work output, what we get done in a day. Whereas this job's slightly different. The lad wanted an overall price for brickwork and then the block work, just focusing, getting my numbers down, making sure I'm covering everything. Not been on price work myself for 5 years, but turns out we can still do it. Like I say, so easy. We're running from, you know, a corner to a corner. I've allowed for about 4 days to do this job. I always like to give myself a little bit of buffer, but we'll see how we get on. Great news, the blocks have finally turned up. It's just gone 2 o'clock. Now, we've sent up the brickwork to a pretty decent height, probably a bit too high for those people who aren't used to sending up brickwork like this. But we've got lots of props, one prop there, one prop there. We're tied in there. We've got tubes there. I know myself where the brickwork is going to go, and blockwork walls. It feels really solid. But now we've got our block work, we're going to finally get it backed in, probably 10 courses. Client wants me to basically tooth out my block work into the brickwork. So what we're going to end up doing, it's broke already. Oh no, it's not. £15. Pencil fixed. So yeah, what the client is wanting us to do is basically pistol our block work like that, and we're going to slot it in to the existing brickwork. In my opinion, probably a lot stronger and a lot better than just using starter packs. You guys all know what starter packs are. They attach onto your wall, but then all you have is a really, really small piece of metal, Fe225, locking into your brickwork or block work. Whereas this, we've got 100mm by 100mm lock. So a bit slower, which is annoying, but overall going to be pretty good. So this is what I was speaking about. Just cut this block and you can see how it slots in. Fantastic. No need for a 450 tray or any weep holes. It's not a habitable space, it's just for storage. Got no bag!
Oh, we've done well today.
There we go. That is where we're leaving it for today. 9 course of block work up, supporting and backing in this 32 course panel of brickwork. So block work went up nice and sturdy, loads of ties holding everything. Obviously I spoke about toothing in here. That's all toothed in pretty nicely. Not too bad at all, and I do like that method of toothing, although it kind of throws your bond off a little bit, but it's not too bad. Same goes here. loads and loads of ties in. You can see here how we've got our self-tapping screws tying into this block here, which is really nice. Swammed all that brickwork up today. We've got everything propped, so hopefully, well, even if there's loads of gale force wind, that block work and brickwork won't be going anywhere now. Supported and backed in. 4:30, almost 4:45, which is very late for Drew and I, but obviously different circumstances on this job. So we're going to catch you tomorrow morning. We're going to be throwing up the rest of this block work. We're going to drag that scaffold there towards this wall, throw all that block work up, then we're going to jump on the brickwork once again. So we'll catch you tomorrow morning. Sick. 8:20 this morning. All we've done is do the block work over there around the steel, did all those cuts. We've loaded out a few blocks and we've set up this scaffold into position. So we're gonna hopefully send up all the block work. We've got another pack of concrete blocks to use up. We've got some more sand getting delivered, and then we've got a few lads turning up to clean all of the bricks because Drew's way too busy to drop back and start cleaning bricks again like on the other job. So another busy day. So we're going to get stuck in and we'll catch you in a little bit. Wait, he's done that before. 7 course of block work so far, a lot of cutting all around this pillar, which is always slow and annoying, but we are getting there. So at the moment what I'm doing our cut up, which is this section and this section here, which all need to be cut really nicely like this block. So all I've done, I've just got a joiner's bevel, set it to that angle there, set that, and now all I'm doing to get this cut absolutely bang on, measuring from the bottom of my block work up to the steel, it's about 115 mil. So knock 10 mil off for the bed joint, 105 mil. Mark that here, which is just there, and I put it on and then mark it, and we're just going to give that a cut. Angle's a bit wrong, but it's all right. It's not too bad. I've done worse. So yeah, that is how we're doing all of our cuts. Now I've got 10 more full blocks to lay until we're totally out of blocks. So that's 2 packs used up. We've got someone cleaning up bricks, but they're pretty slow. So we've got about 150 bricks left, what we can lay. So we're going to see how we get on for the rest of the day. Send the last 10 blocks up, drop on brickwork, see how far we get. So Drew and I have just sent up the scaffold, hopefully for the final lift. It's a bit high, but it's nothing too major. What we're going to do is load out these bricks. We're going to chain them up there. Hopefully we have a ladder coming later on, but if we haven't got a ladder, we're not working, so we're not climbing up that. It's very, very sketchy just to climb up 90 degrees with buckets of confirmed bricks. So chain the bricks up, hopefully a ladder turns up, and then we can actually get laying again. Smell. 2:30, and we have sent the scaffold up. The ladder has magically turned up, which is great news for Drew, so we can get more compo up onto the 3rd lift of scaffold now. So we're getting pretty high. All we have to do is build up to, I think it's this section here of the framework, So we're going to put a string line from all the way up there to the old cut up at this height, running all the way down, and then we'll do a cut up to that. That'll probably be tomorrow. I reckon, hopefully, we're going to be wrapped up tomorrow afternoon, late afternoon. We've had another pack of blocks turn up, which is decent, so we can finish off this little infill. 30 blocks delay there, good few hundred bricks to get down here. We'll be laughing. Right, it is 4 o'clock. Drew's thrown on another mix, so we've kind of got to use it now. So I've used up all the bricks are used up, and now we're going to have a big load out and then get another mix used. No stopping us. Five o'clock. 5 o'clock. Drew put a mix on way too late for my liking, but it doesn't matter. We ended up getting down quite a few bricks, another 20 course on this panel. Obviously we did all the block work earlier. The brickwork here is finally at our cut up point. So all I need to do is run a hockey stick out here, cast a line up there, and then we can start cutting up. One more scaffold lift, only a really small one, probably up to here tomorrow. So yeah, anyway, I'm actually a bit tired today, so we're going to go home. We'll catch you tomorrow morning. Sound. Right, it's 5 to 9 on hopefully our last day on the job. So far, Drew's thrown on a load of mixers. He was very concerned this morning about the weather.
It is pissing it down here in Olvo. Have a look at the weather now. I think it might go, but it's been literally been it all night.
But a little bit of rain don't stop us. So we've got our compo up here ready to rock and roll. Drew's been cutting up, doing all of the cuts. Now I've set a hockey stick up there and I've cast my line all the way down here, and this is the line we're cutting to. So just a nice little cut, a lot better than what was previously done, you know, probably 50 years ago, where they just used a hammer and bolster and it looks pretty rough. So a nice, clean, quick job. We've only got probably 100 bricks or so left to lay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to reach as high as I can in this section. I don't want to lift the scaffold again because it's ever so wobbly. And then all I'm going to do, I'm just going to work off my knees on this to finish off. So hopefully no more lifts of scaffold, so it's nice and safe. And then after we're finished up here doing all the cuts and pointing and all the titivating, we're going to drop in there where we've got about 25 or 30 blocks to lay, and then that is it. We are out of here. So do your cuts, it's so easy. I've mentioned this in every video I ever do a gable cut up on, but for new viewers and apprentices watching, this is how you do it. All you need is a 10mm packer on your bed joint, and ideally a 10mm packer on your perp joint, okay? But everyone should be able to eyeball a 10mm joint, okay? So you put your bricks there, that's your imaginary bed joint because we've packed it out 10mm, and then this is your line. We just roughly mark it like that, and then we just do a nice cut, and then it'll be ready to lay. Right, so we've just cut this, and it should just fit in there perfectly. Let's have a look. Beautiful. Right, cool, done. When I came to price this job, one of my subscribers just came out of a warehouse, and turns out him and his dad watch the videos, and I know his dad because he's always at MKM. Yes, Jim. Yeah, buzzing. Well, it's mint being me, coffee on tap.
Oh God.
Oh man. Good. Yeah, boy. we have wrapped up there, pointed, all the returns are done, brushed, clean, tidied the scaffold, everything is wrapped up. Absolutely buzzing. 1,000 bricks laid in 2 days basically, so good going by Drew and I, especially getting all the bricks up there. We've just set up the scaffold for the final time. We will have to drag it over because we've got a couple of bricks to do right at the top of the gable end, but nothing major. So I'm going to take you up there, explain what I'm going to be doing, and a couple of little problems we've got to do with the existing gauge. Follow me. Right, so we are going to start getting in all this block work. There's 20 blocks, like I said earlier, not too much left to do. Now, the client said rather than do pistols, how I was doing, just cut it and I'll just throw the block in 200 mil. So I've already started doing that. So we're just going to start sliding the block into the brickwork a little bit better. So different sort of toothing. You can see that my bed joints on my blocks are quite high, and this is for the simple reason the existing brickwork is really out of gauge. So over 10 course of brickwork, which should be 675, we're actually 685, closer to 690. So the bed joints on the blocks are high because obviously we're wanting to tooth in and stay with this brickwork. So bed joints are slightly high, but nothing we can really do. We're going to crack on and get wrapped up. Awesome.
It don't actually hurt, it's just it is annoying.
Annoying. Boy, yes, we have pretty much almost wrapped up, almost, so close. Finished off all of this, look at these happy hands. Finished off all of this, and now we just need to pull this entire scaffold over there so we can finish off the last little bit. So not too much left to go, and then happy hands and Drew are out of here. Hey, let's get this last bit laid. That is this job wrapped up. 2.5 days and half a day tidying up and doing a few brick replacements around there. Really, really happy with how it turned out. I'm surprised with how much Drew and I actually got done. About 1,000 bricks, 250 odd blocks, lots of cutting up. So much done in such a short space of time, but the job just allowed us to work really hard and quickly and efficiently. Couldn't be happier with how Drew worked and in all fairness, how I work. There we go, and that's that side as well. All clean, all tidy. We have, hopefully, that retaining wall over there to build, which contains thousands of concrete blocks, and then there might be another unit extension on the back of this. So fingers crossed, all price work. And yeah, anyway, tomorrow we're going to be dropping on to a garage, I think. I met a subscriber in the Barbers and he's asked me to give him a push. So we're going to be doing that. So I'll catch you tomorrow morning. Friday morning, and we are on a brand new job. We turned up yesterday and did a load of brickwork. So, a little bit of context behind this job. It's actually a job for one of my subscribers. They were watching my videos and I bumped into him at a barber's, and he said he had a lad who's just starting brickwork and he's building his own garage at his own house and wanted a bit of a push with it and wanted me to take some time to try and teach this younger lad a bit of brickwork and things like that. Swap numbers, and here we are. So yesterday we just blasted the wall in and set out some plinths. First time I've laid plinths since I was an apprentice at the age of 20. So bit of work trying to get my head around everything there, but we finally did it. So with plinths, they step back 45 or 40 mil depending on the plinth, so it kind of throws your bond off a little bit. Because they step back 40 mil each, so 40 mil step back, 40 mil step back, it throws all your bond off a little bit. So we also have a door here, and I rebuilt this about 2 or 3 times trying to wrap my head around everything. But we finally figured it out. We ran our bond out dry to make sure everything worked, bearing in mind that everything got stepped back a little bit, and everything did work in the end. So we just focused yesterday on blasting. I'm setting up a plinth corner here, so we've got another plinth to go on this, and then we're going to set the back out. We're going to pull this back in here, and the client's asked for like a little bit of detail work in the back of this wall just to help this lad come along and do a few little bits and bobs. So we might put like a recessed window in or something like that, just so this lad has time and the opportunity to do some fancy work. Not that a recessed window is so fancy, but for someone new to bricklaying, it would definitely help. So set this corner up. So because we're having 2 course of plinth, it means that we're stepping back 80 mil. So our new face brickwork is going to be sat on this plinth here. But you can see how we have a gap here, so that needs supporting. You can see that it's already wanting to fall. So what we've got is a 140 block split, what we're laying just behind the plinth. Then our plinth has got something to sit on again, okay? And then when we come over once more, all we need is now a slither on the back of this, and everything should work quite nicely. So this is just an example of laying plinths. Now I've seen quite a few people lay plinths using this top arris here, but what I find that the line is constantly in the way whenever I'm trying to furrow my bed, spread my bed and things like that. So what I tend to do is set my line to this bottom arris here. You see how this one is quite out the way compared to this one. Just like laying any other brick, you're checking your face plane from here to there. Obviously, normally we've got a 65 mil face plane to play with, so that's quite nice. Obviously, when we lay a plinth, we've only got about a 25 to 30 mil face plane. So what you can do when you're starting out and laying plinths for the first time is just throw a level across the top, and that can help you try and get the feel for it and see how your face plane actually is. But it's no big bother at all. You should really just try and practice getting your face plane right with these. In she goes. Set all my plinths up, as you can see, right? What I've done is quite a good practice to put a skirt on, okay? So I'll just refer to this as a skirt, any bit of plastic or DPM. So when we lay over our plinths with our facing bricks, any drop-ins hits the DPM, doesn't smear your plinth bricks, because they are a right pain to clean up at the end of the day if you don't put this on. I'm building this corner here. This is referred to as a coin corner, okay? So you can see how we've returned with brickwork, and then we've got block work here, okay? This is because obviously we have this fence here, it's not going to be seen. So we're having block work up to a decent height, probably here, and then we're going to swap back to brickwork. It's building my corner just like this. We're coming half bond, okay? Got a nice full block here, returning to my brickwork, then we're going to lay a full block over, create half bond here, and it's just going to save a lot of bricks, and obviously it's not going to be seen anyway. So we're going to carry on setting this, and then we're going to blast down there. Yeah, I'll just get it. How much compo you got? Enough? Right, Drew and little lad, get me as much compo as possible, and then both of you on the trowel on the back with me. Messing about making compo all day. Okay, sorry, I'm got to jump in straight away. Turn your body now towards the wall. Then you know how you've got to do that, which is a good way of doing it, but at this height, you can change your way of furrowing. Yeah. Spin, do that. Yeah? So do that. When you're at different heights on the brickwork, it requires different furrowing techniques. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's a quicker and easier way of doing everything at different heights. Nice one. Good. You know when you scrape back, change your trowel angle. You scrape at a sharp angle like you were doing, more likely to smear the brick. If you cut, less smearing. You know, do what you want with it. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah. Try again. Try again. Yeah. Good job with the back of the ass, isn't it? Bam, 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 bam. Okay. Scrape. Scrape. I'm using a lot of my body. You'll see when I lay and spread, like a bit of a rhythm. I'm not stiff and awkward like a, you know what I mean? Everything's flowing nicely. So go again there. Just gone about 1 o'clock. Everyone's just chilling out, having 5 minutes. We've sent this brickwork up 7 courses so far. Just trying to spend as much time as I can, trying to teach little lads, and obviously keeping an eye on Drew. Drew has done pretty much this section here, and it's gone pretty well, which is nice. And then I've just had the other lad with me, just spreading and just going over perping bricks, how to furrow a bed nicely. So I feel like I'm going quite slow, but just constantly keeping an eye on all the lads, making sure everyone's doing all right, and they are, which is good. Yeah, catch up with you in a bit. Sam. Hey, good lad, nice one. Cheers. Sick guy. So we are pretty much wrapped up for the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, absolutely smashing on price work, and then Thursday, Friday, dropped onto this for one of my subscribers. Set out all the plinths, what was really time consuming. Like I said, I've not really done it for absolutely years, so lots of thinking yesterday. And then today we've been focusing on this back. So we got on a load more plinths on this side, fixed that coin corner, and then the client asked for a little bit of detail work on the back. So I've just done a tiny bit of basket weave with some alternating blue bricks in there. Looks pretty good, but I'm going to go over that Monday because we'll be here for a few more days next week. Go over how I did this and a few other little bits and bobs. But for now, that is where we're leaving it this Friday. Thank you very much for watching.